Welcome Aries, thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming back to my channel if you've been before, and if you're new, I hope you enjoy the reading. This is a general reading, and it might apply to someone that is close to you at this time. So now in the first house you have Scorpio, I transform. Your first house is yourself, your physical body, your vitality. It's also how you come across to others, how they perceive you, so what you're projecting outwards. It's also your self-oriented interests, your actual physical body, your sort of personality and your characteristics. So now with Scorpio, I transform in there. This is going to be a very intense period for you. So this can apply in different ways. It can indicate a lot of passion, a lot of desire. So this could be in a significant relationship, or it could just be you desiring a great deal and basically going after it. But whatever happens, it's going to be quite a demanding time for you. There's going to be a lot going on, and you may have to move ahead alone, just push forward to gain what you have worked hard for. So it's about applying yourself as well. But this is very passionate. It's a very intense sign, and there's quite a lot that can go on actually during this period. It can also be about protecting your interests in some way. You may have been working hard on something, and someone else comes along and sort of almost tries to take the credit for it, so just protect your interests. Be aware of what's going on around you. You'll also need to be resourceful because there's going to be a lot coming at you. So there's going to be a lot going on. Money matters may feature as well. Just be careful with your finances. Things like taxes and various other big finance. There may be issues going on there, or just something may come to be dealt with. As I said, if it's a relationship that you're entering or involved in, it's going to feature very strongly this month. So it's a powerful attraction, really a powerful attraction, or it could be an existing relationship, a lot of sex, or just sexual influences going on. It's a very transforming time, so it's going to be a transforming relationship, or it could be with another significant other, somebody else in your life. But it's a very transforming time. It's a very powerful time, very deep. If there is a relationship, it might be secretive or just not known to others. This period also indicates a sort of a time of deep self-analysis on all levels. And this is really carried through in a big way throughout your chart this month. The passion is very strong, and that's in all areas. So whether that's passion for your project or for somebody, or just passion in general for what you're doing, the way you go about your life, how you're coming across to others. But it's a really transformative time, and you have a chance to do a great many things in this month. Then in the second house, we have Cancer, I feel. So now your second house is everything to do with your income and your money coming in. It's also to do with your self-worth and your values, your value systems. It's also ownership, everything that you own or you possess. It's it's your emotional and your material resources as well. It can involve property as well. So now with Cancer, I feel coming in there. This is really about getting in touch with your feelings. So you really need to ask yourself, how do I feel when it comes to all those matters? How do I feel? So you need to follow your instincts and your intuition. You may also need to protect your vulnerabilities, because Cancer can be like that. They've got that hard shell for a reason. This is for the Cancer, the crab. That's their sort of signature sign. So it's also a very creative time. So you may be getting lots of creative ideas, or be involved in creative activities, or you may want to do that to boost your self-esteem, and even it may have a spin-off into your finances as well. So something that you are doing or want to do may have that very positive spin-off for you. The past may be coming up as well. There's a bit of nostalgia. There may also be domestic or family issues that require your attention. So it's primarily a money house, but it's also about your, as I said, what you own and your property, and how that's all connected. It's also about finding comfort and security where you feel safe. So whatever's going to do that for you, however that's going to come about for you from your income, it's about going after that and creating that safe place for yourself. With Cancer, I feel there's also going to be cycles and phases because it's ruled by the moon. So you may just be having phases where you're just having to ride the waves at this time. There may be a female influence. Maybe there's a female influence in your finances or to do with any one of those other second house issues. Food may also come in. So it could be a creative thing that you're involved in, or it could just be that you are craving comfort and security and therefore food comes in. So it could be it's sort of almost like a time of nesting and trying to make your property and where you are, what you own, to feel comfortable and to feel safe and to feel nurtured. Then in the third house we have Grand Trine Blessings. So lovely card to be having. Your third house is everything to do with your communication. So whether this is verbal or written, any kind of communication, it can even be body language. The third house also rules documents and contracts of all kinds. It also rules local journeys, short journeys. So with the Grand Trine Blessings coming in there, this is going to bring in sort of an harmonious time. So always think this is about your communication. So it's a harmonious time. There will be easy flow. You still have to keep your hand in the wheel. You still have to apply yourself. You still have to work at what you're doing, what you're saying, what you're writing, and so on. But you can expect an easier time of it. If you've been through a difficult patch, well, things are going to sort of smooth out. You could enjoy a lucky break of some kind, but your path will be clearer. You may have a path of least resistance, which you can follow as well. So in other words, you're just going with what comes to you. Blessings may come to you as well in all different forms. It also is about almost like social popularity. You'll be well received by others. You'll be well received socially. You'll be well received in whatever environment, wherever you are communicating. It's almost like right place, right time. So it's a good time also to, if you need to ask for a raise or some sort of financial benefit, or you want to restructure your goals with the people in charge of where you are, where you work, or what the work that you do. So you need to boost your finances in some way. It's a good time to be requesting that, or to be putting it down on paper, because you'll be well received at this time. It's also about perhaps formulating your career goals. You'll find that things will flow quite well, but you still need to apply yourself. So don't, if things are flowing well for you and you're feeling good and you're feeling happy and content, don't take your hand off the wheel, because then an opportunity may slip by you, or you just may feel the urge to do something, but no, I'll leave it till next time. You still got to act and still got to do things. You will be wanting your creature comforts around you, and to this brings in those creature comforts and that feeling of harmony. If you're going on short trips, that'll be great. You may be gifted something like that, but I'm sure it will be a happy trip, whatever it is. You want your creature comforts around you. So this is not like camping in the bush. This is going to be somewhere nice, somewhere you're going to feel good. In fact, you may enjoy it so much. You may enjoy taking a break or being away from work so much that you don't really feel like going back. It's that kind of energy. But enjoy at any rate. Then in the fourth house, we have lunar eclipse. This brings about change. So your fourth house is everything to do with your physical home, your actual home, the energy in your home, the people in your home. It could just be what's going on in your home or to do with your home. It's also, like I said, it could be people visiting you, or some sort of influences changing within your home environment. The fourth house also covers your roots, your foundation, almost like your family tree, what you've come from, your ethnic identity, and so on. So if that's applicable for you. But in any case, there's a lunar eclipse and there's a change coming in. So that's energy that's coming in for you at this time in that part of your life. So it's like with this, something comes to light. It either wasn't noticed before, or you You just put it off for whatever reason, but a change is coming. And it will be more than likely in an upheaval, some sort of unexpected shift, but it is necessary as well. Ending and beginning. So it could be an unexpected ending and then a brand new beginning. Or it could just be clarity. So you're gaining a new perspective on something. You're gaining a new perspective or an understanding of something. You're getting clarity. It could also be that you have a transformative relationship in your home environment, either entering your home environment or coming into there, whether you're sharing with others, or it could be a relationship. But it's next level. This relationship is next level. So you may be involved with somebody and they want to take the situation to the next level. So it could be that. But it also indicates relocation or a change of home. So either you could be changing something within your home environment, even if it's a redecoration or some kind of alteration, or you could be changing your home and going somewhere else, either a new home or relocating to a different place. Something like that could come in for you as well. But it's almost like a bubbling over with this. This has been under the surface. This has been something that has been sort of lurking. It's something that needs to be attended to, and it will either come up quickly, or you will just have to address it and deal with it as soon as you are able. But it's best to take action if there is something that you need to work on. This can unfold after the initial shift. It can unfold over sort of a period of 6 weeks to 6 months, but normally by that 6-month period the change is completed. So something's going to come up there within this, either one of those areas in your 4th house to be dealt with. Then in your 5th house, you have Jupiter Abundance. Lovely card coming in for you. The 5th house is everything to do with your children. So if you have children, or if you're wanting to have children, or you are sort of involved with children, whether it's yours or another family members or somebody else around you, or it could even be teaching. Children is indicated with this house. It's also the house of your creativity, or it could even be your children's creativity coming in. So that's creativity in all forms. It's not necessarily art. This is all forms of creativity. It could be handcrafts. It could be the way you speak, the way you dress, the way you conduct yourself in public meetings. You could be very creative the way you speak or the way you cook. There's lots of ways that can be applied. So it's the house of creativity. It's also the house of love affairs. And then everything that entails, it's that beautiful initial sort of stages of a love affair where it really starts to take off. It could also be recreational activities, because the 5th house covers all forms of recreational activities. So this is fun. This is really enjoyable activities. It's also sports as well, if you're involved in that. So with Jupiter Abundance coming in, this is a very favorable card. It's like doors are opening, lucky breaks, good luck, good fortune, a gift even coming to you or your children or the people that you're involved with. It could also just be divine assistance, divine help when you really need it. Blocks are removed. There's a lot of positivity and goodwill. And it's either you or possibly your children or your love partner is finding the path. You're finding the path in some way. Something is now sort of coming forward for you. It indicates joy and happiness, and also faith, So whether this is for your children, you're seeing this, your children are going through this, or whether you are, or you're going through it together, or it could be you in a relationship. You could be literally having this lightning bolt of a relationship coming in, a love affair, or the person could be quite Jupiterian in nature, larger than life, enjoys food and wine, and loves getting out, very outdoorsy, quite social, and just really enjoys life. And that's Jupiter, larger than life. So that could be coming in for you, or you could just be the energy in the relationship. It could also be really good luck in a sports activity you want to do, or some kind of lucky break, or some kind of opportunity comes for you now. Or it could be with, as I said, some creative activity, or some other activity, some other fun activity, a lot of fun. This is fun. This is really larger than life. This is really a good time. But if that's none of that applies to you, could just be really good faith and divine help when you really need it. With this card, though, coming in, don't take things for granted. or your partner for granted, or anything for granted. Really, enjoy the abundance, and be gracious, and be generous and joyful with what's coming to you, but don't go the other end, which is excessive spending, excessive indulgence, literally going over the deep end. And the fifth house can also cover gambling, so just be aware of that. Try and avoid that if possible, because you could blow whatever abundance is coming to you on something like that as well. So a very positive card. Then in the sixth house, we have water element sensing. Your sixth house is everything to do with your work projects, whatever that might be for you. It's also your workplace, if that applies, your work colleagues, and it's also the mastery of your craft, whatever it is you do, your sort of daily routines and so on. It's also your health and your diet, and it's the house of pets, your pets that you own. So it might be new pets coming in or pets that you have currently. So you can see how that applies for you. With the water element sensing coming in, this indicates in those environments to just go with the flow at this time. So you're in the river, just go with it. You may feel a little bit adrift at this time, like you can't really see your way, or you can't sense the depths of the water that you're in currently. But at all times, just follow your instincts, go with your gut and your feelings. This is what this is about. It's a sensing card. It's sensing what's going on around you. You might be highly tuned to what's going on you. You might be very highly tuned to the work that you're doing. So it's just feeling your way along. But it's also, again, following path of least resistance. So it's going with the flow. Just watch the current, see how it's going. It will flow around obstacles. Just go with it. You're just going to have to sense your way. It's also about having compassion and understanding as well with the people that you may be working with or so on. But you need to do that with boundaries. You can't be a doormat or allow people to take advantage of your better nature. So, the compassion and understanding, yes, but with boundaries. You may need to just take some time out periodically to withdraw, to retreat a bit, to gather your resources, harness your energy, and just gather your thoughts and your feelings, and just formulate. It's almost like the pause in preparation for action. So pause before action. You may need to do that periodically during this period, because there's quite a bit going on. So this is also a very good time for writing, painting, music, poetry, all of those sort of wonderful elements, because the water is all about that. So you may just be having a really good connection to that. So if you have those creative pursuits, or you'd like to do them, or you're using them as part of your work, you can really harness much greater sensitivity and bring that in, and it will be very good for you to do that. So gather your resources when you need to, spend time alone if you need to, and then just go with the flow in all other cases. You might also be finding, because on the health and diet front, you might also be finding that you're highly sensitive at this time. So retreat and withdrawal, and just taking time out for yourself is going to be very, very important. You may just be having a bit of low energy as well. So again, you need time to recharge. Essential oils will help you at this time. So, assess your situation, see how you feel, see what you want to do. Just going to let my kitty out, one moment. Okay, I'm back. Right, for the seventh house, we have Sagittarius IC. So the seventh house governs all one-on-one personal relationships. So that could be a love relationship, or a business partnership, or just a significant one-on-one relationship that you have. And so with it covers all of those aspects. It also covers the lower courts. So it's the interaction in those relationships and everything that it encompasses. So now with Sagittarius IC coming in there, Sagittarians are very idealistic. They have a great sense of fun and play. So this could be coming in for you. Either you're bringing it into your relationship. So this could be a follow-on from that beautiful love affair. Now we're going to the next level, which is a more committed relationship, or it could be an existing relationship. But it's about bringing that in. So that it's a sense of fun and play. It may be non-committal at this point. But it's about allowing freedom, allowing the relationship to breathe. So you may be attracting, you may have somebody in your life who embodies all the Sagittarian qualities, or it just may be that your relationship requires that. So there's freedom, there's looser reins, there's time to enjoy and to really bring a sense of fun and play into the relationship. It's also it's not ordinary, it's extraordinary. It's reaching for the extraordinary. There may also be a sort of a philosophical or religious influence in this relationship. So either the person could be like that, or you could just be enjoying activities of that nature, or one of you could be studying, and it influences your relationship. But it's a lovely, idealistic, almost social, having fun kind of energy, larger than life. The person could be like that you have in your life. They could also be very attractive. They have a very joyful nature, or just a very outgoing nature, almost outdoorsy, adventurous, sort of like to be adventurous in everything that they do. Or it could just be the nature of the relationship, or you're being asked to bring that in. So now it's almost, there can be a bit of restlessness coming in there. So avoid routines. So if you're in this relationship, whether it's a business or a love partnership, try to mix it up. Try to bring in that adventure and that exploration and that sort of freedom to inspire each other and do inspiring things. And just avoid too much heavy routine, sort of the drudgery of life. You need to avoid that to keep this relationship at its best at this time. There's also honesty and being forthright, so you may need to do that in the relationship. Be completely honest, to lay your cards on the table, or to ask the other person to do that. You could be enjoying trips around and about, enjoying really beautiful scenery, big countrysides, lakes, that kind of thing. It's about exploration, adventure, and the horizon. You may need to be quite broad-minded as well. There may be aspects of this person that sort of open that up for you. Don't be afraid to sort of explore. It's about having a good time, but also avoid indulgence or overspending as well. So watch your finances in that. Then in the 8th house, we have fire element, desire. So this is the in a committed partnership, a love partnership. This is the deeper sexual connection between the two of you. It's also the sharing, the merging of your material and emotional resources, whether this is in a love relationship or in a business partnership. So it's either one of those. The 8th house is also about dealing with other people's money, handling other people's money. So that may be an aspect for you either in your work life, or you could be doing it on behalf of family members or friends or something. 8th house is also about big finance. So this is investments, insurance, taxes, banking, accounting, and it's sort of like inheritances or legacies. So it's your assets, So it's all about that, and everything that entails. So all of those aspects come in when you've got a committed partnership. It can also be so it's almost like it's the beginning and ending of something as well. So either the beginning of a committed, really deeper committed merging of resources in a relationship, or it could be the ending of something and then the beginning of something else. So it's got that element to it as well. So I feel with all the other relationship elements that are going on, again, this is a very fiery, passionate aspect coming in. This is very, very strongly featured in your chart for this month. So really it's a driving force for you. So either this is somebody coming into your life that's really going to sort of fire you up on all levels, or it could be you entering into a partnership of some sort, or just you really harnessing your desires and your passions on every level. So with this coming in, this is indicating beginnings, I would say. It's very passionate. The changes are quick. They're quite rapid. it's transformation, and transformation came up already before in your first house. So as I said, it's taking something and perhaps transforming it. So taking something and then now reconfiguring it completely. You could also be transforming something through a realization. So something, and this I feel comes from your first house, which was the Scorpio I transform, and that is deep self-analysis. So something could come from that and you get a realization, and now you can really move forward on that. It's almost like clearing the landscape, absolutely burning it to start something new, starting anew. It's energy, it's creativity. It really is about being assertive and also about being honest as well. So when you're merging your finances and so on, you need to be very clear about what you're doing. Or if you're handling other people's money, you need to be very clear about what's going on. But it's initiation as well. It's initiating something. Just be aware of your ego or other people's egos as well. You may have to deal with that in some way. You may also have to work to look after your own interests. Again, that came up before as well. Look after your interests and also whatever it is that you're creating, whatever it is you're doing, that is your creation and your stamp. You need to put your stamp on it to protect those interests. So whether this is in a business partnership, perhaps you have created something together and now you need to patent it or whatever, something like that. But you need to just, apply yourself in a variety of ways to, yes, harness your passion, but it must be in a structured way that's going to work and that's really going to now allow this relationship to take off, or this investment or this monetary plan that you have, or whatever it is. It's got to take off, but it must be done properly. And as I said, something may fall away and something new begins, whether that's a big investment you have or some kind of change in finances. But it's about being passionate about what you want and putting in those changes and starting again or starting anew. Then in the ninth house, we have Mars Force. So another very passionate, fiery card coming in. Your ninth house is to do with travel. This is international travel. Or it could be to do with adventure and exploration of all kinds. It's also being in contact with the world. It is the world. The ninth house represents the world. Either you meeting the world or the world coming to you in some form. So whether that's studying foreign cultures or interacting with foreign cultures, or it could be somebody from another country who visits you and really leaves an impression on you, or it could just be you interacting with others that are different from yourself, foreign in some way. It could also be a business, import, export. It could also be sort of connecting with the world online, so on, something like that. The ninth house also deals with teaching. It deals with higher education. So this is whether this is a university education or adult education, you going into that or you being involved in that in some way, something that perhaps is something you want to study. It's also the house of religion and philosophy. So whether you're studying that or you're understanding your beliefs a bit better, or you're finding a belief, perhaps it's a foreign cultural belief that you're now really enjoying. The ninth house also deals with the higher courts. It also deals with, so it's the law. It deals with publicity, promotional work, publishing, public relations. And it's the house of in-laws. So it could be any one of those areas. It's almost like you're connecting with others, but in any one of those areas. So now with Mars Force coming in there, this is again about passion. Again, it's coming in passion. This is your will, your action, and your drive. So you're going to be driven to do something in some way there, whether you're planning a trip, or you want to start an online business, or you're interacting with others, or you want to study something. But it's about taking action. The best way to handle this energy is to take measured action. So it's calculated push forward for what you want. So it's measured action. That's the very best way, because otherwise it could be overbearing for others, or it could just be overly sort of like almost rushing, and then you miss the point, or you don't see all the details properly. So measured action, but by all means there's will and action and drive involved in this. It could also be that you're involved with others, and you may have to either confront or defend yourself, or you may have to compete in some way. So whether it's some activity that you're doing and you've got to travel for it, it could be a sports event or something, and you've got to now go and really put your, place your action and your drive in there, and you will have that with you. It's also kind of quick and rapid progression in pursuing your goals. So it's that initiation, that's that push to go forward with what you're wanting to do. Sports is strongly indicated with this. There's also excitement and sort of, that lovely rush of energy that comes in with this card as well. So you can apply it in any one of those areas, whatever is appropriate for you at this time. Then in the 10th house, we have part of fortune increase. The 10th house is everything to do with your career, it's your ambitions, it's your fame, your fortune, all of those connected items. It's your reputation. It's also your public status, whatever that is for you. And it's also the house of authority figures in your life. So with part of fortune coming in, it's a very, very positive card. It indicates an increase of some kind. Normally with part of fortune, this is your certain talents and abilities that you have, which have not been, they've sort of been unconscious. Excuse me, they haven't been acknowledged, or you just haven't harnessed them properly. They just kind of haven't really been forefront for you. So that's going to change now. So it's almost like a stirring of the waters, and these talents and gifts start rising up. It's a rising up of these your personal resources that you have. So this is talents and gifts, and if you're into past lifetimes, it's possibly stuff you've brought in from other lifetimes which have been dormant till now. Well, now they're coming out. Or it could just be talents and gifts that you've had in your lifetime, but you've either forgotten about, or you put them on the back burner, or they're going to come out now. And with that rising up and that emerging of those, you may feel that you need to study or to master those talents and abilities in some way. So that's very well indicated. And it was indicated in the 9th house, which is to do with studying as well. So you may just suddenly get that rush of energy. Now you need to harness these abilities, or whatever it is that's coming to the surface for you. It's a very, very positive card. So it's about harnessing these abilities. It's study and focus to do with them. And it's the success after your application of these abilities, or it could just be your regular talents. It's the success comes after the application. It's about gifts, receiving gifts as well. It's a destiny and a fate card. So you're going to feel like things are fated, or that there's destiny very much involved here. The hand of destiny is moving you. It could also be reward for hard work that you've put in. Suddenly, something comes to you now. It's good fortune. There's recognition involved here as well. So this could be in the workplace, or just fame. Some kind of fame and fortune comes to you, but it's recognition for what you've done, or what you have, or what you're able to do. Very positive. There's achievement. There's also some significant interactions with others. So whether this is authority figures or with other people in your career, however that applies for you, or if you're mixing with other people on a broader level now. But it's all about that. It's also a very creative card coming in. So creativity is highly indicated throughout your chart. So whether this is perhaps projects or things that you've wanted to do and you've wanted to use creatively, or you want to write, or you want to draw or paint, or whatever it is for you, very, very fortuitous time now to be doing all of that and really focusing on it, because it will take you places. Then in the 11th house, we have Mercury retrograde reinvention. So now with this card coming in, the 11th house is quite a broad house as well. This covers friendships. It covers your interactions in groups of all kinds, social groups. It's your networking. It's your associations that you're a member of, your clubs, your societies, your any kind of group activity that you're involved in. And so it's all your interactions in there. It's also the house of personal hobbies and your dreams and your interests. What it is you're reaching for. It's also the house of your ideals, actually, as well. And it's glimpses of the future. So this is also glimpses of your future, or what you want to do, but also this is globally as well. So global consciousness or group consciousness, also social reform and causes. So with this coming in, Mercury retrograde reinvention. This Mercury is a mental sign. It's a communication sign. So with this coming in for you, it's a period of reassessment in all forms. So it's not a good time to be launching anything or to be starting anything new. This is about reassessment. Anything with a re in front of it. Whether you're reinventing yourself in a relationship, like a friendship, or within a group or society or whatever, or you're seeing that in these groups that you're a member of, or in your friendships. It's about that, but it's not a good time to be launching or starting anything new, or making massive purchases of any kind. It's a very unpredictable time. Communication will be off. There will be misunderstandings. There will be misinterpretations. Mistakes can be made. And this can be done with documents, and this can be done with contracts, or just any kind of communication really kind of goes awry. So it's best just to wait until the energies have cleared before you continue with that. But during that period, it's a wonderful opportunity to revise, recreate, release if you have to, or reorganize or renew something. Anything with a re. So it's almost like back to the drawing board. It's time to go over the plan again. And this time, when you come back at it again with the second plan or the third plan, or however many times you've had a go at it, it will be better. It will be much better than the first draft, because you've now had time to go over and nitpick and go through all those details. It could even just be the reestablishment of a friendship, or friendships. Perhaps you are releasing some and assessing others, or just reestablishing the boundaries, or just reorganizing things. And it could also just be the networks that you're involved in. So it's a time to really, the self-analysis keeps coming up again. It's a time of assessment as well. So just, avoid signing off on things at this time until the energies have changed. As I said, the results can be very unpredictable, and misunderstandings and delays can happen. It can also bring people from the past back into your life. So if this is old friendships, or networks that you're involved with, or people that you used to know, can bring people back, which can be actually very beneficial for you, because it settles a whole lot of things in your life. You're now seeing things later. You're now discussing things with that person. Perhaps you're connecting better, or you'll hear something, or they'll say something which will now settle something for you, or it will give you time to have reassessment about the times that you did know that person, what went down during that time. It brings up a lot of that, but it can be a very, very helpful time for you, because you can really address things that weren't seen the first time round. Okay. Then in the 12th house, we have Saturn Truth. So this card coming into your 12th house. 12th house is everything to do with the unconscious, what your unconscious drives are. It's also the house of retreat and withdrawal, and a bit of solitude and reflection. Reflection, self-analysis keeps coming up again and again and again. So I feel you need to do that to orientate, what your path is. You're going to be sensing what you're doing, and you're going to be moving. There's going to be movement, but you've got to be sensing and checking where you are at all times. And there is self-analysis about what is working, what is not working anymore for you. So it's about that. It's also spiritual life. The 12th house covers that, mysticism, healing of all kinds. It can also be resolutions and endings, so putting things to bed. It can also be about escapism and getting involved in drugs and addiction, or being involved with people who have those issues. But with Saturn coming in, escapism is not an option with Saturn. You cannot escape from Saturn. Saturn forces you to address all issues, to face everything, okay? The 12th house can also be your interactions in institutions of all kinds. So this can be university, libraries, banking institutions, government institutions, hospitals, anything like that. So it really is your interactions in there, your experiences in there. So whether you're going to embark on a new form of study or there's something you've got to do, it's about facing what needs to be done. There's hard work to be done, and you've really got to come up with a solid plan. You may work in those institutions as well, and it's about putting the effort in. You will feel quite restricted at this time. You may have a lot on your plate, and you may feel that you've kind of got too much going on, a bit of frustration. But with Saturn, you've really got to apply yourself, because once you do that and you work with Saturn's energies, then you really can benefit at the end of that. So it's about gaining wisdom and understanding after self-analysis, however that works for you. So you also need to put the work in to face your fears. You're going to have to dig deep to really clear out what is not working for you. There will be challenges. It's slow progress with this. It's about building one solid block at a time. It's about being systematic, methodical. There's diligence and patience coming in here as well. So whether you're building a belief system or you're understanding something on a deeper level, you cannot have a shaky foundation with Saturn. It's got to be solid. Because solid achievement is the aim of Saturn, always, no matter what. So yes, things may seem very difficult, but that is because it's necessary to bring in that solid foundation so that whatever it is you're launching, or whatever it is you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to change or increase or build upon, has got a really strong, solid foundation to support you going forward. It's about growth as well. There may be fame in this as well, and how you handle that. It's also about an authority figure or a mentor may come in for you, or it could be somebody who's really going to give you sort of almost like a teaching influence. They're going to teach you, or they're going to give you sort of really a lot of structure, or they're going to really assist you in some way. And if that's a relationship, well, then that could be very, very beneficial for you. It's almost like you're going to feel that guidance coming through. It could also about gaining wisdom in age. So you could be feeling your age at this time. You could be feeling that wisdom, or the weight of your wisdom or your understanding. But it also could just be on a very practical level, age issues as well. Okay, Aries, well, I hope you have a wonderful month. It looks very positive, a lot going on. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. And have a wonderful month, and I will see you next time.